This week on The $1 Million Plan, in studio special guest, my main man, Mark Williams. You may know him as the maestro of all the music on the podcast. Mr. Kinetik is his stage name. He joins me now. Hello, Mark.
What's up, man?
My wife calls you Mark Kinetik.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I told her not to, but...
Some people think that's my last name.
Well, I know it's not your last name.
I'll let it ride, though.
Sometimes she calls you Mark with a C.
I get that, yeah.
But
yeah.
It is with a C, so it's not like she's making that. This week on the show, we're talking about a couple things. We're going to talk about celebrating financial victories. Mm-hmm. I think you'll be down for that. And we'll also talking about the art of self-control.
Ah, yes.
So for those that are not familiar with you, I could talk about the things you do and what you contribute to the world, which is a lot. Why don't you do it? You're an educator.
Yes.
You're an MC.
Yes.
You like to cook.
I really enjoy cooking.
You got a good kid.
I do.
You got a wife.
I do.
Is that it?
DJ. Also.
DJ.
Yeah.
If you attend Butler basketball games, you're the on-court MC.
I am the only on-court MC.
Oh, wow. You really planted your flag in the...
I mean, well, it's just me.
It is true. How? Okay, by the way, this has nothing to do with the show. If you've ever been to a Butler men's basketball game at the wonderful Hinkle Fieldhouse, I recommend the 2 p.m. Saturday games because they're the best.
It's perfect.
They always have a student shoot a half-court shot.
Yeah.
I've been to probably 30 Butler games in the last several years. I feel like every single one, a kid wins free Penn Station for life or something hitting those half-court shots.
I don't know what it is this year.
But they hit them all the time.
Yeah, we had last game. Guy hit his.
Last game? And then earlier this season.
The guy hit one.
That's got to be an Indiana thing because dudes can just shoot.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm glad we're talking about this. All right. So I want to talk to you. Okay, I was over the holidays. Today, as we record this, we're kind of recording a little early because I'm going to Mexico.
Okay.
Okay. Mexico.
Don't drink the water, right?
I don't know. It's January 2nd.
Yes.
And over the holidays, I was had a little Instagram sesh going. I was just looking at what people were doing. Sesh is what people say instead of session. It sounds cooler.
Maybe. That's what they say. I don't.
And I saw this girl. She was popping bottles, a little champagne with her friends to celebrate paying off her student loans.
Okay. Was it Andre?
It was Andre.
Okay, well, at least it was Andre.
It was Andre. I mean, I would have preferred something a little nicer, but look, I'm not.
I mean, it's what?
$4?
Yeah, something.
I'm not going to drink that. But the whole idea, I guess, it just struck me the right moment. I was feeling celebratory because it was the holidays, and I saw wow, that makes a lot of sense to actually celebrate. Her friends were there to celebrate her student loans.
Which is an interesting thing to celebrate with your friends, but I guess,
But I think
it's a big deal.
That's where I want to go with this week. I want people to celebrate the meaningful times of their financial life. Because otherwise, Mark, here's what we got. Start your career. You're like, all right, I'm getting paid some.
Yeah.
And then, the next notable thing of your financial life is you get to retire. You have a retirement party.
Yeah,
little cake party. People are like, oh, Mark, I like working with you. They're lying. They just wanted cake.
The new people are like, I don't really know.
I don't know him. He seemed nice. Sort of grumpy. Sort of like Stanley from The Office. But okay, but think about that. It's you start your career. Yeah, I got a new job. And then the next sort of big mark is, no pun intended, the big landmark is retiring.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
No, it's not right. It seems boring, all that stuff in between. It's like it doesn't matter.
And it becomes tedious.
Yes.
Right? And that's why people become disenchanted with their financial lives because they're just like, it's just a grind. I'm just trying to make it till the end. It's like, well, dude, you're missing a lot of good stuff here.
Yeah.
Think about some of the stuff people do celebrate, though. They actually celebrate at the beginning as opposed to the end of a process, okay? So people get a new house. They celebrate.
Yep.
You didn't do anything. The bank owns the house.
Yes.
Oh, they let you borrow hundreds of thousands of dollars and pay them interest. Congrats, Bill. And if the guy's name's Bill, right? But you don't celebrate that.
No.
But people do.
I guess they do. We didn't.
Oh, he graduated from college. Great job. You had $90,000 in student loans. What are you celebrating?
60 days?
Yeah, good job. 6 months. 6 months. We're going to need some of that back. So this is the focus of the show today.
Oh, when you get a new car?
Get a new car. Hey, check out the new whip.
Drive it home.
You might tag it on the gram. Yeah. Some selfies.
It's already devalued.
When did you become so selfie strong? You got a mean selfie game going on.
You know
right
what
now.
I've learned, like through insights and interactions, when you look at that stuff,
yeah.
people like to see other people's face.
No one wants to see my face. Nicole.
You get more likes when you put your face in the picture.
No one.
man.
That's not true. Nicole, do you know what's the hot topic around here these days?
What if
What
you
if?
get unreasonably good looking?
What if I got unreasonably good looking? That's what we talk about around here. Can
does
you
that even
imagine?
mean?
Like, think if I were good looking, how much that would be good.
What would have to, like, what do you
A lot
mean?
would have to happen.
I mean, like, what are we talking about doing?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, think if that were happening. Like, people would like my pictures more.
You'd be more
I've just
wealthy?
got this feeling that good-looking people, like really good-looking people, have an unfair advantage
They
in the
do,
workplace.
because people like to see they like to see that.
Can you imagine if people wanted to see me?
I mean, you could fix that.
No, and I can.
There's processes. And
Remind me to
procedures.
tell you a hair plug story off the air.
Oh, please don't do that.
No, I'm not doing it, but I do
thank
need to tell you a story.
Oh, God.
And I cannot tell it to you right now. All right, so what I want to do is you and I are both going to take some time right now on the air, as transparent as we like to be.
All right.
No numbers, of course. What is the next thing that you can reasonably celebrate? Okay? Now, purchasing something for cash, the celebration is built in, right? Like, oh,
Right.
we need a new couch. We saved for a couch. Oh, we got a couch. Let's celebrate. No, don't celebrate. You'll spill something on the couch. Right? Like, the couch is a celebration. Because what we're doing here, we got two concepts. Pleasure and satisfaction.
All right.
Usually, pleasure, as it relates to money, is when you seek a feeling.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to get a new sweater because I like the feeling of that sweater, and I have pleasure because of that.
Right.
Satisfaction is, man, I'm glad I didn't buy the sweater because I can't afford it, and I'm satisfied with that. Right?
Yes.
You can't get satisfaction in doing something that's not right.
Interesting.
Okay, so here's what ends up happening. Within our lives, our financial life, there's not a lot of good pleasure and satisfaction intertwined.
No.
There's a lot of pleasure, but it's usually not good or healthy.
And it's not satisfying.
Right, it's not both.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is, like, filling up your emergency fund, 3 months expenses. That's a satisfying thing to do.
Yeah.
But dude, there's no pleasure in that.
No.
Because actually you have to take away pleasure
Right.
in order to get there. So this is why we want to celebrate, because you can take something that brings you satisfaction, you can inject pleasure into it, and then you get both.
Okay.
You dig on the salmon? You like the salmon? You like salmon?
I do.
Here's the thing with
It's
salmon.
expensive.
This
to
is-
me, anyway. But
Well, no, look.
I feel like,
You can get it for sale. I go to a place, I get it for sale. It's just like, wonder if the fish knows it was sold at a discount.
it's for sale.
The fish is like in the net. It's like, well, I didn't know it'd go out this way. And then he overhears a fisherman going, "Oh man, we're gonna this guy's gonna be on sale." Like, and he's like,
Like, wait a minute,
"Oh,
what?"
all this for that? Can you imagine if your dying fish breath is like a discount?
I'm going on sale.
Yeah, on $4 for all of this. Okay, I'm sorry. Fired up. Salmon. Salmon's an interesting example, right? Salmon to me is the ultimate in pleasure and satisfaction, right?
Yeah.
You grill it. It is not only delicious, but it's nutritious, right? So
both.
salmon is the ultimate, like, man, that's good. Man, that's really good for me. Financially, we struggle with that, right? It's like, paid off my student loans, $80,000 worth of student loans. That's the right thing to do. That sucked. It
Yeah.
wasn't very fun. Nothing was fun about it.
No.
And that's why you had the celebration.
Right.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break. We're
With
gonna take a
Andre,
break.
which is.
The Andre is not.
I mean, if that's what you're
good.
celebrating, you probably could step it up.
I wasn't gonna judge the champagne until you brought that up, because I did not want this to be about the champagne.
Maybe it was the saving the money though. We get the Andre, we save the money, we save it for
I want
something
to at least
else.
go
I
on
don't
a
know.
Vub or something. All right, we're gonna take a break because we got some bills to pay. We don't actually, but that's what they say in the biz.
Yeah.
And we'll come back. We will going to establish what is next for us to celebrate. It's a harder to think about. I know you got some student loans, so that might be a decent one for you.
Yeah, but that's.
But see, we got some. We'll figure it out. We're going to take a break. I'm going to tell Mark an inappropriate story I can't tell you on the air. And all that is next. Right here on the $1 Million Plan, I'm Pete the Planner.
Yeah. Axe hand on the beat. Yes, sir. Glass House. Yes, sir. Mr. Kinetik, Rusty Redenbacher. ATF.
Okay. Back on the $1 Million Plan. During the break, I told you my inappropriate story. What do you think, Mark?
That's horrible, actually.
Thank you. Mark Williams, Mr. Kinetik, guest co-host this week.
Yeah.
You have a new album that just came out,
I do.
and we're going to play some joints off of that. we're gonna play some songs off of that here in a little bit. How many albums is this now?
Man, I don't know.
I don't either.
I've put out something every year since 2008, though.
I can't do the math on that. I got a crazy email this week, as you know. Okay, people email askpete@petetheplanner.com. We had Nicole. We had what, about a 6-to-1? You're a genius to you're an idiot ratio this week.
Yeah, that was right.
It was pretty good. Here's this one. Newsflash. I'm quoting the email now. Newsflash. There is no such thing as discretionary income. Capital market economics sees to it that quietly the wage slaves can only shop to spend at the company store. Crowd leverage time duplication vehicles are no longer credibly affordable. Market saturation, full real-time global immersion is at hand. Time is money productivity? Not anymore. Hourly wage concept? No longer credibly tenable, Einstein. But let's see that confident eye roll again while you can still manage it, boss. Third in the Zodiac Gemini, over and out. What? Yeah, I don't even speak French. I don't know what any of that was.
The sign-off is like, who is like what?
That person has anger. You don't get emails like that.
No.
No one crosses you.
No. I don't
Why
get
do people
emails like
cross
that.
me? Is it because they don't
Because you're
think I'll
telling
throw
people
down
about,
with them?
you're telling people about their money, and people are real sensitive about that.
So I'm emceeing a gig in Mexico for a client. This is where I'm going to Mexico, and they've like a whole security force that they bring along for the safety of the 800 guests that will be at this event. And I MC the event. I was thinking about telling the people, look, if things go down and you need security, these are the people, like the big guys. But if you have an emergency in which you feel like it could be resolved by someone getting tickled, call me and I'll help. Because I can't do anything else. Okay.
Is that a first for you?
What?
Having like an armed battalion with you?
Yeah, unless when Nicole, sometimes she goes with me to events. Are you ever armed when you go to an event with me?
I can't disclose that information.
Oh, she can't disclose it. Jeez. Okay. Think of the next reasonable financial accomplishment. It has to be to completion. Mm-hmm. That you can that require or that calls for a celebration. We'll work through it.
Oh, well, that's actually kind of easy for me right now, though.
Okay. What do you think it is?
It'll be when I pay off my van.
Okay, pay off the van.
Yeah.
The 90-passenger Sprinter. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
wish.
Okay, pay off your van. How long will this take?
I think I have, because I've been double paying it since I started paying it. So I should be done by June or something like that.
Of this year?
Yep.
Okay. So you're making double payments. So it's not like just the van payment away goes away, but twice that amount because that's what you're used to paying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's probably a pretty good chunk of money.
Yeah, I mean it's not cheap. I mean
several $100s.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more than I'll put it this way. It's more than I wanted to spend because I didn't want to have to buy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have payments. Period. So I would.
So you're double paying it because you're trying to get rid of it faster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is worth celebrating.
Yeah.
Because what we can't have happen is you get to that moment after busting your hump to make double payments on it. Probably a lot of gigging, all sorts of things,
really
weekend gigs all the time.
Yeah.
And then the moment goes by and it's like, well, that was great. I think we got to put a little celebration in this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, now here's the thing: it can't like we celebrated by buying a new van.
Buy the bar out, man.
Yeah, like what is a reasonable celebration for that?
I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything that needs to be done to it. Maybe.
Is it you and Mrs. Kinetik's efforts here on this one, or is this a
No,
solo
this is
effort?
just me.
Okay.
So I had to get a new vehicle.
Yeah.
My Cadillac finally it was too far, so I finally had to get rid of my
That was
Cadillac.
a big car.
I love that car though.
That car,
And I
when you
miss
were
it.
coming, it was like 3 vehicles. It was
I miss it.
big,
Yeah.
so long, that car. What's the van now?
Oh, it's an Odyssey. So
Like
know,
a
standard.
Minivan?
Yeah.
You roll the minivan?
Yeah.
How did I not know this?
Yeah. It's like I love it actually.
Does it have TVs in the back?
No, I haven't gone that far.
Yeah. So you're gonna pay this thing off.
Yeah.
How are you gonna celebrate it?
I mean, honestly, it sounds really boring, but I'll probably see if there's anything that needs to be fixed, and if there's anything that needs to be fixed on
Prudent.
the van, I would probably just will fix it. Otherwise, it won't really be that big of a deal for me. I'll
Could you take
high
what the
five the dude and say I'll never see you again
Yeah,
after I
that's
finish
nice.
paying this and be like, it's been real.
how about one payment, not the double payment, but one payment's worth of money, it's a few $100, right? Mm-hmm. What if you that next month you allocate that one payment's worth of money to something to encourage you to do what you did again? And that could be anything.
Oh, well, I mean, the next plan after that is to pay off at least one credit card before the end of the year. So
Okay.
maybe I'll probably start doing that.
Okay. And then when that credit card is paid off at the end of the year, then you hit the next one, right? Get through
Yep.
some consumer debt.
Yeah.
You know, my next moment of celebration, we're saving for a car for Sarah.
Oh.
This is planner in November, right? But here's the thing. It goes back to if you buy the couch is the celebration.
Yeah.
We're buying the car, so the car itself is sort of the reward.
Were you
know?
getting the Maserati?
No. Probably. I don't know what she wants. She wants like a little SUV. I don't know. Toyota Highlander? I don't know.
I don't know. Get a Tesla X.
I don't think so. So we'll get that, right? But we've been saving. We'll have saved for 2 years to buy that thing.
That's incredible.
Well, I don't know if it's incredible, but it's this. The reward is the car.
Yeah.
So we can't, that's not our next moment of celebration. In our home, the next moment of celebration is when we pay off our mortgage.
Oh, okay.
Because we will pay off our mortgage before the kids get to college.
Okay.
So it's that I want to celebrate. I remember, I'm bad with dates. Nicole, as I always say, if I reference a date in the past, it could have happened yesterday or 12 years ago, and I don't properly know. Probably about 5 years to 38 years ago, we were over at my in-laws' house, and my father-in-law said, paid off the mortgage. And no one cared except me and him, and we were high-fiving each other. He paid off his mortgage, and we celebrated. It was a really good thing. Can you imagine, Mark, not having a house payment?
No.
Can you imagine that?
I know that's a celebration. Like, it's,
Right. So
might
that
have a
is my
party.
next point of celebration, and I don't know
You
what
guys
I'm
gonna
gonna
have a
do.
party for that?
I think so. Do you
I
want to
mean,
come?
it's like, I kind of feel like it's a big deal, but I don't know.
It's a huge deal. I feel like everyone should have a we paid off our mortgage celebration.
in the house that you paid off the mortgage for.
Yeah,
Because
right.
now you can do whatever you can really do whatever you want to do in the
But then
house
there's
now.
the fear. It's like, well, we just paid this thing off, and Uncle Bernie just spilled drink on the
Don't
carpet.
care. It's paid for.
I don't know. So that's my next point of celebration is the house.
The house.
And your next point of celebration might be the van. I can't believe you're rolling Odyssey. I didn't know this.
Man, you know,
I'd walk you out to your car for the show, but it's minus $1 billion out.
it's really not that bad out right now.
What? Who says that?
It's not
That's
that
a
bad.
throwaway line. It's
not that
even
bad.
true.
I mean, I'm not out there working in it, is what I always think about it. I mean, there's somebody out there working in that cold.
We had to like invalidate all my feelings by comparing to someone that's working out in the cold.
Hourly, too, probably.
Nothing wrong with hourly.
It's untenable, though.
Untenable. Oh my gosh, I had to Google that word. All right, so you're down for a celebration when can we have a party in the Odyssey
Yeah.
when it's paid off?
It'd be like James Corden or whatever.
Yes.
It's just- yeah.
We can go get our favorite fast food together. What's your current favorite meal on the fast food? You're a fast food aficionado. I'm sort of backing off these days.
Unfortunately, yeah. My favorite
Best sandwich,
though,
best fast food sandwich.
best fast food sandwich. We getting out of the car or we going
No,
to drive
that's not fast. Who got time
Okay.
for that?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't really do a lot of sandwiches at fast food though.
What,
Through the drive-through, I don't really. What do you call it a sandwich? Because a burger is not a sandwich to me. It's a
a
burger.
burger is a sandwich.
It's a burger.
Oh my God, what's
It's not
happening
really a
here?
sandwich. It's a burger.
Okay,
It's like a hot dog is a hot dog.
Fine,
If you
burger.
call it a sandwich,
A hot dog is not a sandwich.
have you heard people call it a sandwich?
But I
though?
don't like-
It's got
people are not
bread
here.
and meat in it, and it's
No,
a
no,
sandwich.
it's not a sandwich. What voice is that?
The
I know
idiot
that. I know
voice
that guy.
That calls a hot
It's like, wait a
dog
second,
a
I've talked to
sandwich.
him. He just emailed me third of the Zodiac
sandwich.
Gemini over and out.
What
Through
does
the
that
Zodiac Gemini.
I really want to know what that means.
I don't need. I want to Google it.
We're gonna have
like
to look
for the
that up.
phrase. And what if I do it? I could be on a watch list.
It's some kind of astrological thing.
that
but
dude
I
could
don't
be
know
the
what
CIA.
it means.
I've been watching a CIA show when
You
I
gotta
work
stop
out in the
doing
basement.
that. It's gonna mess your mind up.
I love it. It's terrible show though.
What is it?
It's called Covert Affairs.
That just sounds terrible.
Yeah, it sounds a little seedy, if we're being honest. It's not. But it sounds like
Covert
if a
affairs.
pizza's delivered, it's like, hey. So you're not going to say what your favorite sandwich is?
I mean,
Your favorite burger?
oh, you know what? Really, fast food is it's still Popeyes though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever get there with it?
When they have the chicken ready,
Yeah.
it just depends on
takes a
where
while.
you get.
It is good. It is. It's the Louisiana kitchen.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. Coming up after the break, we're going to head on to self-control. I'm sort of into this self-control thing right now. I'll break it down for you. And then we're going to listen to your music.
All right.
All right? And then I'm going to make you talk about it. Guest star, guest host, guest co-host, my brother, Mr. Kinetik, Mark Williams, Mark with a C. And I will be back soon on the $1 Million Plan. I'm Pete the Planner.
Yeah. Axe hand on the beat.
Back on the $1 Million Plan during the commercial break, my good friend Mark was mocking my boots.
I think it's brilliant.
I got these boots. I saw them advertised on the gram,
Yep, Taft.
Instagram, and he said, "Are those boots people advertise on the gram?" And I said, "They are. They're comfortable.
And they're 42, so they're
The
are they
European
UK
size, so it means I won't bathe next week." All right, listen. That's so rude. I'm just kidding. I shaved my beard.
I don't know why.
That's what Mrs. Planner said. It was on Christmas
Really?
Eve. Yeah, she doesn't like it. But here's the...
She doesn't like the beard?
No, she doesn't like my face.
Oh.
She likes the beard. But here's my theory on this. I was telling my coworker, Erica, earlier this week. So I think my face looks fuller when I shaved, like it does now. It looks chubbier than it does with the beard. And since I'm trying to get fit right now, I'm sort of fat shaming myself into...
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's reverse psychology. I'm like...
What does your trainer say about that?
She doesn't really care.
Okay, good.
You
because she
met
shouldn't
Kelsey.
care.
You know Kelsey?
No. It's tough.
She's tough. You know what? She'll
28
work
push-ups
out.
a day,
Like I
man.
go in around 6 to work out, and she's finishing her workout.
6 in the morning?
Yeah, she's finishing her workout, and when I walk in, she's taking a bunch of weight off the bars so that they'll be ready for me. It's amazing. Okay, self-control.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been working out a lot. Like we are now, and Nicole, official update, we're on day 57 in a row of at least 30 to 45 minutes of working out.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. 57 an hour. So I'm into self-control. I'm into this idea of when you try to change a habit, at first you're sacrificing for that habit, right? You're saying, well, I want those French fries. Well, I know I shouldn't have them. I'm not going to have them. And you view that as a sacrifice. And the reward in that is, I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. But you really didn't have self-control because that's really more of a parlor game,
Yeah.
right? So the best way for me to think about this is when I travel, at the end of a long day, I want to go to an airport on the way home, have a burger and a beer and some fries, and wait for my plane, and then I'm out. And to me, like, that is the way to cap a day. And I don't know if you're listening to this or watching this, and you're like, well, that's ridiculous. I don't care. But that's how I used to do it. So then I realized that's awful because I was fat. And so it was bad. And so, Mark, what I would do is...
How many burgers were you eating, man?
I did 160 flights last year, so there you
that's
go.
a lot of burgers.
So you do that, and then you're like, well, I'm not going to do it. And then I'd fly home, and I'd say to Mrs. Planner, you know what? I didn't have a burger. And she'd slow clap me, like,
It's like,
be
and?
quiet. I ran 10 miles today. But now I'm to this point where I don't even care. Like, I have self-control in that area of my life right now where I don't even feel sad that I can't have it because that's just not what I do right
Do you eat anything at all, though?
I have what are those rice sticks that I have in there, Nicole?
Rice rollers. Your brown rice rollers.
Brown rice rollers. They're like a bad Honey Smacks.
I'm talking about when you're in the airport.
Oh, I'll try to find a banana.
Because that sounds
or
gross, what you
some
just
nuts.
said. But
Yeah.
brown rice,
We'll grab them at the break. Would you like one?
it
They
sounds
taste like
gross.
horrible Honey Smacks.
I don't want that. I don't want that
One
at all.
area of your life, and so this would be, what area of your life do you exhibit the most self-control in?
Oh, the most?
The most. It could be.
Self-control?
There's all sorts of areas. There's relationships. There's faith. There's fitness and health and money and career. Like, where's your most self-control where you're in a zone, the zen, or what's the closest maybe?
Man, that's a good question.
I think so.
Oh, probably, I would say, like, as far as retail purchase decisions that are purely like
Consumerism.
yeah, they're only like they would only benefit me.
You know what? I have to say you're right there because I feel like
So-
every time we talk about something like that,
Yeah, like-
you have a very consistent viewpoint. You always have of, I don't need that.
Yeah,
Like
I
these
haven't
boots
always-
in the gram.
I
You're
mean,
like,
don't get
great.
me wrong, they're great.
Yeah.
I mean, I need another pair of shoes. Well,
Yeah.
not really need. I would like to have another
Sure.
pair, but
So
Now,
you,
when it comes to stuff like that, I just
consumerism.
Yeah.
And okay, and let me clarify here because I think this is an important distinction. This isn't about being cheap. You're not saying I'm a cheapskate, so I don't do that.
No.
You're saying I can view the bigger picture when it comes to consumer purchase.
Yeah. Like I've been wearing the same clothes to work
Yeah.
my whole career.
Yeah.
And it's like year 10.
Have the kids figured it out yet?
I tell them.
Yeah.
I mean, I maybe will add a couple shirts
Yeah.
every 2 years
Yeah.
or something like that. But I just this
You wear
stuff-
that Oscar the Grouch
I
shirt?
wish I could, but
That's a great shirt.
I wish. Oscar's the man.
If you could see it on PeteThePlanner.tv, it's really good. You think those students will peep out and try to find this thing here?
Maybe the kids that are in personal finance will look for
You
it.
don't teach a person.
I don't, but there's one in our high school.
You know what? Don't volunteer me to come in to talk to those
I
folks.
will not.
Thank you.
I've purposefully never asked you to do it.
You could if you.
Today, kids.
Yeah,
we're
well,
talking about
hi.
don't get a credit card.
Is that my voice?
That's what.
Wait, that was the
what are you
idiot
gonna talk-
voice.
No, the idiot was.
Oh, okay. What was that one? What was the other one?
That's the boring like.
Oh, wait a second.
I mean, what would you tell them? Don't get a credit card.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a
probably
bank
that voice.
account.
Yeah. Don't get a credit card.
Yeah, like, don't spend all your money on vapes. I mean, I don't know.
Vapes. Man, the vapes.
It's an issue for sure.
They're getting ridiculous, those vape rigs. I saw one the other day look like a clarinet. The guy was just out there in the cold. Just like,
Look at this cloud, bro.
like, so for those listening or watching that don't know what vaping is, it's the e-cigarettes. Like
Yeah.
oh, it's just water vapor comes out. It's safer. It's like, dude, you were smoking chemicals. Like, I don't even know how to say it. Like, other than that, you are smoking chemicals and you're going, oh, it's safer.
I mean,
No, it tastes like cherry.
it's probably safer than burning a cigarette, but is it safe though? Probably not.
Yeah, but the argument is it's not comparative in nature. They go, what's safer than a cigarette? They don't say that. They go, it's perfectly safe.
It's like people who
how do
say,
you
I only
know
drink
that?
wine, but you drink a bottle every time you drink wine.
Well,
So,
that's-
I mean, it's like, that's not really.
Why did you bring that up? That seems a little pointed. Okay, so if the biggest area of control in your life, self-control, is consumerism,
Right now.
do you
yeah.
right now? Do you think? By the way, does your wife happen to share that same area of self-control, or does she have a
Yeah.
different area of self-control?
She would have different ones, but she's really good about that.
Okay, you know what? Mrs. Planner has
really
self-control through and through,
Right.
but she shares that same sort of consumerism one. Do you think you could harness what is good about and the characteristics of that self-control and translate it into other areas of your life that maybe don't have as much self-control, like going to Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen?
Yeah, probably. I mean, because it's very basic stuff that makes it easy in that area.
So as you sort of look at self-control and you look at what our weaknesses are, and they're really just a series of bad habits, right?
Yeah.
The bad habit of getting a burger and a beer and some fries,
Yeah.
it's just a habit. But now that I have self-control in that area, it makes me realize, because as nuts and as dramatic and awful as this sounds, like, I couldn't pass up a burger, beer, and fries if it was there for a really long time.
I feel you, man.
Isn't that ridiculous?
It is, but I feel you. I can relate.
I couldn't pass it up.
It's like, man, it's there.
But now I can. So I don't want to say like anything is possible. I'm like Kevin Garnett.
I knew it.
I don't want to say.
That's so great.
I don't want to say anything is possible. Anything is possible.
It's so great.
However, do you get where I'm going with that? Like,
I do.
what's the next dragon you want to slay? What's the next area of self-control you're like, I gotta, if you want to share?
Oh man, it's really just food, probably, because I do all the buying and
Yeah,
cooking.
you love to grocery shop. To
I
some
do.
good
I
music.
love grocery shopping.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite thing in the world. But it's easy to get into a habit of buying stuff that you could get by without buying, because you can make other choices, but you buy it just because it's like, and you tell yourself, well, I'm going to make it, and it's whole food, and like I'm going to cook it, so it's fine. But you can spend a lot of money in the grocery store
This I know.
and not really eat well,
Do you
which is a
consider-
problem.
How's your home cooking these days? I know it's delicious, but is it nutritious these days? Has it changed? Is it?
Oh
always the
man,
same?
I cook pretty well at home.
Yeah.
I'm like deathly afraid of dying because of food. So
Yeah. You've
I don't want it
actually
to be
you
like-
have music that talks about that. Yeah.
I'll be
Not-
so mad if I ever go to the doctor and they're like, well, because of the way you eat with XYZ, like I'd be so mad.
Okay, so
So upset.
thanks for bringing this all together.
Yeah.
all this sort of conversation of self-control for me started in the fall when I went to my doctor. I got blood tests, and they were like, all right, Lardo, like you got weird blood chemistry because of how you eat. And so I was like, well, I felt the same way. I'm like, if I go out like Willie Lump Lump because
of some cheeseburgers, man, it'll be
how sad is that?
Sad.
It's really sad.
It's real sad.
And so,
sorry for everybody that's listening. It's like,
and so that is why
right
I went on sort of this thing of self-control. Now, here's the unfortunate nature of how my brain works. Why I've worked out 57 days in a row. And here's what I can't do. I cannot go, well, I have 2 rest days and I work out the other 5 days. I can't do that, man.
I can't either. I tried that.
If I give myself an inch, I will take the entire acreage.
2 days becomes 3. And
yeah.
It's like,
I can't have any, it's a cheat. Tuesdays are cheat days and every 3rd Thursday of the May. And I'm like, no, I can't do it. So for me, it's workout every day. Now, will I crack on this? Probably eventually. But right now, I'm good. I've scheduled business trips going in the night before so I could get out a workout in the hotel the next morning. I'm flying to Mexico tomorrow morning. I'm waking up at 5 so I can work out before I get on the plane. Day 58 is an important day. You can't get to day 59 without day 58.
That's true. You cannot.
So here's where we'll wrap this up and hit the last segment. Self-control is important, and if you have it in any area of your life, you can just look at it for what it is. It is a series of healthy habits. Whereas where you have no self-control, it's just a series of habits that stink. And you just have to replace those habits, and you just have to know that when you do it, the whole process is awful.
Oh, yeah, it sucks.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Like the first week, you're like, oh, I did it. And then week 2, you're like, this is dumb.
This is horrible.
Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Pete the Planner's dumb. I'll tell him right to his face.
Through the internet.
Not if he was so good looking. I will tell him through the internet with all the caps. Coming up after the break, we're going to listen to some of Mr. Kinetik's new music. We're going to pick the biggest waste of money of the week. Let's not suggest that those two are intertwined. And so much more. Here on the $1 Million Plan, I'm Pete the Planner. Back on $1 Million Plan, Pete the Planner, Mr. Kinetik, Mark Williams. Hello.
What's up, man?
Gonna play some of your music. What song do you want me to play?
Oh man, I don't know.
Your new album available at Bandcamp. Oh.
No, don't play that one.
Okay. No.
I like all of them, but I think Fly On is probably one of my favorites.
Okay, Fly On. Hold on, we're gonna find.
That's number 6, maybe.
If you're watching at PeteThePlanner.tv, you can watch Mark's face right now. Tell me what you were thinking when you wrote this song.
Oh man, that song is about getting songs done. That's really what that's all about.
So it'd be like doing a sitcom about doing a sitcom?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's kind of hard to continue to make music sometimes because it's not all the different things that you would expect to get out of it when you're like 12 and you're like writing songs. If that's what you were doing when you're 12, but I was, and you're like, oh, this is gonna happen for me, and it doesn't happen. It's kind of weird to continue to do it. But then
Interesting.
Yeah, it's easy to tell yourself that what you're talking about isn't important and that there's no reason to put it out. It's real easy to do that.
Wow. You know, that's not terribly different than when you start blogging for the first time. And after about a year of putting stuff out that no one reads, why to keep going? And I kept blogging, and it ended up with a national newspaper column, right?
Yeah.
You just keep doing. It's not like PeteThePlanner.tv gets 1 million views.
No.
Anyone can see the views on this. I don't care though.
Yeah.
I don't care that there's hundreds of views versus thousands or millions, because it's about what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you feel like it's important. And somebody told me, I think might have been Russ or somebody, one of my buddies, that was just like, if you have your own thing that you want to say, then that's all the reason you need.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
And to me, I think it just, not that you need the validation of people liking your music, but it only takes a couple people to go, man, I really dig that, for you to go, worth it.
Yeah, because it's already happened. I mean, that's been on a couple weweeks, and there have already been people who be like, oh man, it's really dope.
Yeah.
I really like XYZ, blah, blah, blah.
So if you listen to the podcast, Mr. You hear people don't like your music too. You realize this, right? If people love your music, people don't like your music.
Man.
Time to time, people are like, I love your podcast. I don't like hip hop though. And I'm like, Well,
Okay.
You know, I like you, but your shirt's ugly. I mean, what do I care, right? I don't. I like the music. That's why it's on there. Russ is on there too.
That cracks me up. I've never. That's one thing that's weird about it. You never get anybody to tell you they don't like it. Your friends will tell you. Your friends will tell you if they don't like it though. I don't know about that.
I get people saying they don't like my stuff all the time, but I think it's the nature of traditional media.
Yeah, and you're talking about people's money, man.
Yeah, it's not personal with music. Should be though. Best place for people to get the music is what?
Bandcamp. So mrkinetik.bandcamp.com.
Mr. Kinetik, and that's Kinetik with a K at the end. .bandcamp.com. I love having
That's
you on
the
the
best place to get it, but you can listen to it on all streaming platforms.
You can listen to it on
Tidal.
all streaming.
Yeah,
Tidal?
Yeah, it's
You part owner of that too?
Yeah, I wish.
Do you?
Get my 1 penny check for streams. Give me a break.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, wait, what is it? The worst,
biggest waste of money of the week?
Biggest waste of money of the week. It's easy for me this time of year.
What
that you spent or that...
Nicole, what should I not waste money on in Mexico? What do you think?
Oh, water.
Water. Water.
That's what I was thinking.
Good
point.
Bottled water is a good use of money in Mexico.
What would be a waste of money down there?
I don't know. Like
drinks?
Pasta? I don't know. Like, I went to Olive Garden in Mexico.
Yeah.
What? Okay. That's it. That's all the time we have. Thanks for being on the show. We'll do it again.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Mr. Kinetik, check him out at mrkinetik.bandcamp.com. I've got all his albums. You get to hear him on the show, and you need him too. That's all we have time for. I'm sending you good vibes because good vibes are all that's in the budget. I'm Pete the Planner, and this is the $1 Million Plan.
This is where I came from. Planet Lovetron, where we drop love bombs, funk missiles, and live in soul shelters. No helter skelter. The heat don't swelter because everybody stays cool. Left many moons ago to bring the philosophies of my ancestors to another place, God. Picked the third rock, gave me to my earth family, and told me to create, and so I am. Pen in my hand, microphone on the stand. Over vinyl, I command and demand. Magnificence in an instance, I can make it dance, cry, or love. Fly as a dove, released from Everest. The fresh is fresh, and you can call me E.T. Word to John Tesh. Let me bless this harmonic presentation. It's amazing, so amazing. I'm the reason. Salutations, I bring you Lovetron greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Lovetron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it? The tinkling of the keys is an homage to the little star. I sojourn over poetic descriptions of sound and travel to my other world. Out of this world, spaceship on my arm took me home, fueled by the ink and the megabytes and the hypertext transfer protocol, stronger than the Skynet and the Terminator. I push faders into warp speed, glide with